How Mr. Rabbit was too sharp for Mr. Fox. Uncle Remus, said the little boy one evening when he had found the old man with little or nothing to do, "Did the fox kill and eat the rabbit when he caught him with the tar baby?" "Law, honey, ain't I tell you about that?" replied the old man, chuckling slyly. "I 'clar to gracious I ought ter told you dat, but old man Nod was writing on my eyelids twell a leetle more'n I disremembered my own name, and den onto dat here come yo' mammy hollerin' atter you. What'd I tell you when I fust begin? I told you Br'er Rabbit was a monstrous soon creetur. Leastways, dat's what I laid out fer to tell you. Well den, honey, don't you go and make no other calculations. 'Cause in dem days, Br'er Rabbit and his family was at the head of the gang when any racket was on hand, and dar they stayed. 'Fore you begins to wipe your eyes 'bout Br'er Rabbit, you wait and see whereabouts Br'er Rabbit gwine to fetch up at. But that's neither here nor dar. When Br'er Fox find Br'er Rabbit mixed up with a tar baby, he feel mighty good, and he roll on the ground and laugh. By he up and say, says he, "Well, I spec I got you this time, Br'er Rabbit," says he. "Maybe I ain't, but I spec I is. You been running around here sassin' atter me a mighty long time, but I spec you done come to the end of the row. You been cutting up your capers and bouncing around in this neighborhood until you come to believe yourself the boss of the whole gang. And then you're always somewhere where you got no business," says Br'er Fox, says he. "Who asked you for to come and strike up acquaintance with this here tar baby? And who struck you up dar where you is? Nobody in the round world. You just tuck and jam yourself on that tar baby without waiting for any invite," says Br'er Fox, says he, "and dar you is, and dar you'll stay twell I fixes up a brush pile and fires her up, 'cause I'm going to barbecue you this day show," says Br'er Fox, says he. Then Br'er Rabbit talk mighty humble. "I don't keer what you do with me, Br'er Fox," says he, "so you don't fling me in dat briar patch." "Roast me, Br'er Fox," says he, "but don't fling me in that briar patch," says he. "It's so much trouble for to kindle a fire," says Br'er Fox, says he, "that I spect I'll hatter hang you," says he. "Hang me just as high as you please, Br'er Fox," says Br'er Rabbit, says he, "but do for the Lord's sake don't fling me in that briar patch," says he. "I ain't got no strings," says Br'er Fox, says he, "and now I spec I'll hatter drown you." "Drown me just as deep as you please, Br'er Fox," says Br'er Rabbit, says he, "but don't fling me in that briar patch," says he. "There ain't no water nigh," says Br'er Fox, says he, "and now I spec I'll hatter skin you." "Skin me, Br'er Fox," says Br'er Rabbit, says he, "snatch out my eyeballs, tar out my ears by the roots, and cut off my legs," says he, "but do please, Br'er Fox, don't fling me in that briar patch," says he. 'Cause Br'er Fox want to hurt Br'er Rabbit bad as he can, so he caught him by the behind legs and slung him right in the middle of the briar patch. Dar was a considerable flutter where Br'er Rabbit struck the bushes, and Br'er Fox sort of hang around for to see what was gwine to happen. By he hears somebody call him, and way up the hill he see Br'er Rabbit sitting cross-legged on a chinkapin log, combing the pitch out in his ha'r with a chip. Then Br'er Fox noted he'd been swop off mighty bad. Br'er Rabbit was blessed for to fling back some of his sass, and he holler out, "Bred and born in a briar patch, Br'er Fox, bred and born in a briar patch." And with that he skip on to this as lively as a cricket into embers.